Hey guys, welcome to Cozy Womb Podcast. My name is Shan, Mama of the Girls. This is season 4. This series will be primarily just about women who are out here just doing it up. And when I say doing it up, doing it in their own way, running their businesses, not momming the traditional way, not working the traditional way, just really out here cutting their own pattern as to who they want to be and what they want to become. So this series is primarily about great women who are among us and just really picking their minds and seeing what their why is. I'm very interested in what women today why is, as to what they do, why they do it, how do they feel while they do it, and really just representing and shouting out other women. So that's what this series is. Welcome to Cozy Womb Podcast. Let's get into it.
Welcome back, all the listeners. Welcome to Cozy Womb Podcast. This is season 4, episode 4. And the guest today is a very special guest to me because she has seen me in rare form. We're talking middle school. We're talking high school. We're talking Florida living. She is kind of like the epitome of my laugh buddy for no reason. She's very dedicated. Her whole family is dedicated. She has some strong women in her family. You know, they're all on the vegan living ever since I've known her. The only thing that she could eat at my house is rice and peas. But her spirit is very open, is always on positivity. She's very talented. I don't know anyone that's on point with, finding time to work out, finding time to practice, waking up early in the morning, wanting to go to the track. I don't know who she thought she was coming to my house and bringing me to the track, but she did. Her dedication to just be better than she was yesterday is like consistent, has been consistent since middle school, has been consistent since high school, into her becoming her own woman, being a wife now, being a mother. She's still consistent. She's still throwing herself into the ring of what it is life to be passionate, to do what she wants. She's very dedicated. She's definitely the closest thing to a sister that I do not have. The only person that could come through in my house and braid my hair in no time. She's very special to me. I'm always, cheering her on wherever she's at in the globe. I'm always cheering her on, even if she's in another state, overseas. I always know, like, nobody has to tell Milani what time it is. Milani knows what time it is. It's very inspiring. And I would like to just welcome Milani Malik. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi, Millie. We have you. How are you doing?
I am good, and I appreciate you inviting me on your podcast. We sisters. She's my my other sister from another mother.
As if she needs it more. Yes.
We go back, like all the way back.
Yes.
She's that crazy Jamaican friend.
Listen, you already know, family included. Tell the people like what you're about and what really motivates you to be better.
Well, for those that do not know me, I'm an entrepreneur, former professional basketball player overseas, did a little practice player in the WNBA, and just also played as the only woman in the men's ABA getting paid to play in New York for the NYC Thunder Lightning, Coach Logan at the time. And, that in itself, everybody was like, look, she's small and she's playing with men. But, I got a lot of my recognition from playing street ball and playing with the men everywhere, just always wanting to be better. So, if they say, well, the men are the best and they're strong and they're faster and they're this and they're that, then okay, well, I want to challenge you too. It was just always a matter of wanting to be better. And maybe that's because I'm the youngest of 6 kids and, you're at the bottom. So you're always fighting to be on the top. Like, I just want to be better. No, you're going to look at me. You're going to recognize that I'm just as good or better, So it's just a competitive nature. And I think that stems from being the youngest with 4 sisters and including myself, by the way, because it's 6 of us, 2 brothers, and being at the bottom. I've always worked with the kids. I think I started when I was about 15, always volunteering and doing after school work with the kids, being a coach and a mentor, which I still do to this day, and have my own Milani Malik Elite basketball skills clinic that was sponsored by Nike. And just finding ways to play my role and do my part and giving back. And because my clinic it's only it was all give back. They didn't have to pay for a dime, so we did a lot of fundraising. We did they got gifts, we had donations from the Knicks and from Nike, and it was just great because we got to hand select which kids could come. And it was all about not who's the best, it was about who puts in the most work. That's why I do this. It's about the work you put in, because you put the work in, then you'll see the results. No matter how long it takes, you have to be consistent about it. And I really stay true to that and believe in that. And no matter what you do, it doesn't have to be basketball. It can be a businesswoman, it can be the arts, it can be, you want to be the best army man, the best whatever you want to be, you have to put the work in. So with that, and I write my little poetry on the side, and I'm coming out with a book, a children's book that I wrote, inspired by my son and illustrated from my brother, who's an artist. So I am super excited for that coming out, and just trying to do my part and do the best that I can.
What makes you, or what made you want to work with kids? Like, what's that connection? Where did that come from?
I've always had a passion for working with kids, and maybe because I was blessed to have so many beautiful mentors in my life, and seeing how much that was inspirational to me, then I felt like it was my duty to then give back to those kids that may not be as, fortunate to have a positive role model and figure in their life, because I knew, how that felt for myself. So I knew that, this is something that could be vital for other kids that may not be as fortunate, because all of my kids right now that I've had since they were teeny little things, they can still call me to this day if they need anything,
See, my house in Florida was always the kid house on the block. And I was like, well, shit, since they over here, you might as well come over here and get something to eat. I don't know, like, to me, that's not surprising to me that you want to work with kids, or you're comfortable working with kids, or you're super encouraging, because like, anybody can always come to you with a negative, and you're more stuck on, okay, so what do you need? What can we do? How can we fix it? You're not somebody to sit there and dwell on the fact that it's not right or it's not working. And that's what you would want out of somebody that's coaching you. That's what you would want out of somebody that's pushing you. So with all of your siblings, you guys are all into your own thing and into it in a way of making sure that it's great, making sure that you're doing it the best. And nobody is, she doing that again, or she talking about this again. Everybody is excited about everybody's everything, and that's what I like. I've always admired your family and how y'all work and how y'all, just be great together. And even when you guys are separate, y'all are still great, and that's what people need. And if you could share that with complete strangers, even if they're children, or whether you're in sports, which is a thing of, yes, she may, do all of this in basketball, but this girl was running, okay? This girl was running in high school. This girl, she just, I'm just like,
you know what? Honestly, I probably would have continued to run track had it been for when I went to Stony Brook University in Long Island, New York. They didn't have a sprint team. And I am not a long distance runner. I'm a sprinter. And so that kind of just made me say, you know what? That's okay. I'll just continue putting all my focus just basketball, period. You know what I mean? And depending upon the college you go to, it depends on what you're going to continue to do, right? And I actually signed my letter of intent to Wagner College in Staten Island, New York, where we reside now.
Right.
And I wish I could have gone there, but it's okay. Things happen. So I wasn't able to continue track, long story short. But track did help me with basketball and with training and just putting what I've learned with running into everything else as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't embrace her if I were y'all. So y'all good on that. When you see a reflection every day when it's just you, what do you see? Like, what do you see about yourself?
Are we talking just physical?
We're talking physical, no. We're talking mental, we're talking everything. Like, when people, like, sometimes when people write about me, I'm just like, dang, y'all see that? I don't see that. Like, what do you see about yourself to be true?
No, I was just joking, but I see a young woman that's just constantly growing, constantly learning about things and learning about myself, and just seeing how, that positive, smiley, bubbly Milani that they say, that's me, and I don't want to be consumed in the negative. And how do I keep myself up to continue to keep that vibration up and not get consumed in the negativity?
Yeah.
So I just try to work on little things myself, like be it writing in my journal or, speaking to friends, family, or whoever I'm close to about certain topics. Because sometimes you just need to get things off your chest and then drop it and just, move on.
Get that. When I say this, I need you to fill in the blank. Family is blank.
First.
Okay. Who are your top 3 mentors? It could be dead or alive. Top 3 mentors.
One of them for sure is Teresa Weatherspoon, whom I looked up to in basketball, and I am blessed to say that I have a personal friendship with her to this day, which is amazing. Like, I can call her right now and she will give you the best advice ever. Just her energy is contagious, and the way she can motivate you to just do your best and bring out the best in you is absolutely amazing. So Teresa Weatherspoon. I would have to say another for myself is Pee Wee Kirkland. People that do not know who he is, he's a street ball legend from Harlem, New York, whom I got close with. He used to train me every week at his School of Skills, and then I used to help train his son, and just became very close because he will let you know the real deal without sugarcoating it. And if you know who he is, he's going to just tell you what it is raw, like cussing and all. And a third would be Nate Tiny Archibald as well. Like I said, I truly have been blessed to have so many iconic, legendary type people. It's kind of like when you see someone working hard for themselves, you're more apt to want to help them. And I guess that's what they saw in me, because I used to train with them. I used to work out. I would go from Brooklyn all the way to Fordham in the Bronx on a train, on a bus, just to go work out with Tiny Archibald and Coach Jim Couch, whom helped me. And I would be one of probably 3 girls in the entire gym, and it helped my game, and it helped me become a better person. And they wouldn't just look at you like, oh, you're a girl. No, you're gonna do this just like we told them to do, and we're gonna push you. And you want that. You want to become better. You want them to push you to your very limit, and you don't want them to treat you like a little girl, or you know what I mean? Like,
I hate when people have that mentality. Like,
right.
Make it fair.
It doesn't help you.
Yeah,
it doesn't help you doing that. So I mean, so Nate Tiny Archibald, Pee Wee Kirkland, Teresa Weatherspoon, Shamika Christian, WNBA. She's just amazing. She's like a family member to me now. She's been aiding me from the jump. And I mean, my family. I have to still go back to just my family, for that encouragement. And each one of them have a specific skill that they're so talented in, that I wanted to draw because I wanted to be like my brother. I wanted to do hair because I want to be like my sister. I wanted to, I can dance too, so I want to be like that sister. And I want to, lift weights and be fit and play basketball and do all of this. I want to be like this sister. So it's like I took something from each of them, but then molded myself. So to have that guidance, and then I'm daddy's girl, so he's probably one of my biggest mentors I have on earth.
How is it balancing time and rest in your life these days, with being a mom, being a wife, being an entrepreneur, wanting to do your game, traveling?
It's tough. It's tough, but you just have to find the time. And on some things, you're going to sacrifice more. There may be an event I want to go to, but if my husband's working, because he's also in the field of sports and entertainment, he's a coach in the NBA G League, so we move around a lot. So we may be going to another state, and then we're there for a certain period of time. Then we go back home to New York, but you still wanted to go travel and see your family that's in Florida and in Vegas and all over the place. And it's tough to balance, but good thing that my son is actually a good traveler. That helps. But it's kind of just learning to do time management and to cut out some of the things that you may not need to do so much of on a daily basis. Probably for instance, if you see on your phone you've been spending too much time on social media, or spending too much time watching TV or doing TV shows and stuff, you might have to cut some of that out. You might have to, cut down how much you're on the phone talking to friends and family, because you're trying to get a specific skill or trait or something done when you want to get it all in balance, So it's really time management and seeing where you can fit certain things at. But that in the mornings, it's usually like, okay, that's my son's time. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta get his teaching and everything out of the way early, and then you have a little bit more time when he's doing playtime. Okay, get some more work done. When he's sleeping, get some more work done. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's really the time management. Obviously, you have two of my nieces, so it's really the time management.
It's and a lot of how you do it definitely comes from the fact that you want to.
Yeah.
You know, some parents could get stuck in the rut of not wanting to, and so they miss like the opportunities to where they could have did this or they could have gone harder. And to me, the only people that really don't benefit from that hurts the most is the kids, because they're sitting there wanting to be guided. And you know, if you don't balance your time, then you're wasting their time. You're wasting people that's depending on you. So time management is key.
Yes, for sure. For sure, you know.
When it comes to being a woman who is focused, what's the most self-care type thing that needs to happen?
Well, you have to definitely get a lot of sleep, however you can get it, whether it's naps here and there, and you know, drink a lot of water, eat right, exercise, you know, because you don't want to just sit around. You have to exert your energy, and when you do that, you definitely do feel better. And I mean, for myself, I love, you know, taking a long shower. Like when I go in the bathroom, leave me alone. I might be in there for an hour and change. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just need to rejuvenate, have my own time.
Yeah.
You know, I might be giving myself a pedicure, cutting my nails, just in the mirror, doing hair, you know, just my own personal time. Because when you take care of yourself, look good, feel good, do good. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel.
Yeah. When I'm in the bathroom, the one person that's gonna barge in is Arya. Busting and be like, "What are you doing? I can see your butt, girl. Get out." Let's see. How has motherhood impacted you as a Black woman, as a wife? What did it change? What didn't it change?
It did not change my passion and my drive and my love for sports and wanting to help the youth. It didn't change that. It probably just increased it more, because, you know, I would be outside on the courts working out kids, and I look over and my son is trying to emulate and imitate everything those little kids are doing. So it's like, oh, that's a good thing. You know what I mean? So, oh yeah, jump in, see if you can hang in there. You know what I mean?
That's what I said when I was like, oh, she has a boy. It's over for everybody because he's coming. And when I see him on the court with you, I'm just like, that's exactly where he was supposed to be. So yes.
You know, so it doesn't change anything in that aspect, because, you know, little boys they want to be rough. He want to go to the playground every minute. He wants to go run. He wants you to chase him. I'm like, oh, okay, well, you're gonna keep me in shape for real. Let's go. You know. And then you said, what did it change?
Yeah.
It probably just changed, like, the way in which I do things. You know what I mean? Like, you cannot just say, I have an event and I have this and that, I'm out at this time. No, you have to actually plan ahead of time when you have a child. You know what I mean? You can't just see something, want to do something, and just go. You have to plan it out. Whether it's your husband that's gonna, you know, watch him, your aunt, some family member, a babysitter, whatever the case is, you have to put all of that into play before you can just go out and do what you want to do. You know what I mean? So you have to plan ahead for a lot, and that's different.
No, it ain't different, because you've been having practice on being ahead. You know, you've been having practice on getting up this amount of the time early so you could get here on time. Like, I've never known you to be late for anything you needed to do. I've never known you to not be prepared. So
true, but you know what? That's true when it comes to my sports and work and everything. But like a lot of my siblings and friends would be like, you know, oh, you said you was coming to my house 2 hours ago. And I was like, man, I was getting ready, but so now I say, look, you have to excuse me. I take a little longer. Like, I gotta get myself ready. I gotta get him ready. I gotta pack some food. You gotta always have snacks on you. Like,
you always have snacks. When do you not have snacks?
You know, but no, I mean, a lot of things just change, and I would say, to sum it up, basically in your approach and how you do everything when you have a child, because you can't just make split decisions. You have to really think a lot of things out.
I agree. How often do you change your goals now?
Well, short term always changes. Long term never changes, because those long term goals are going to be longer to get to. But short term, it'll be a tweak here and there, but those are constantly changing, because especially if you see an area where you can do better, and it's another avenue in which you can take, then okay, well, you know what, that goal is going to change real quick, and then I got to do this first, and once I get that, then I'll try and be over here. You know what I mean? So the short-term goals, they change. They do change.
Okay. When do you feel like you're an ultimate woman?
When do I feel like I am?
Yeah. Like what is it, and when is it like, oh, I have this and this and this, I did this and this and this, I feel like my ultimate self, like I'm at my peak. When is that for you?
Right now, I would probably say in the summer times, when I'm not only a mother and a wife, but I'm also an employee, a businesswoman on my own, a mentor, a coach, and everything all in one, because my summers are fully jam-packed. And sometimes I finish my summers and I'm like, wow, how did I just do all of that? But I feel so good because I got it done. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going to bed earlier. I'm over here planning ahead of time. I'm being a director for this camp and being a director over here and doing this, doing that, planning everything out. Like, if you see my calendar, that keeps me on track. Like, hold on, I had this today. I got to do this, get this out the way. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you prioritize a lot. And when you get all of that done, you really feel amazing about yourself.
Fulfillment.
Here we go.
Back to the show.
Back to the show.
Say the question again.
You mean the world to so many. What 5 things or people mean the world to you?
My family. My health. My ability to continue to help others. That's 3, right? Okay. Just I don't, those 3, and just having a clear mental, making sure my mental health is well, and just attaining knowledge and the being able to have continuous growth and not be stagnant and content at where I am.
I like that. That's the epitome of you, because if anybody met you today that possibly knew you in middle school, they was like, oh, she the same. Ain't nothing changed. I didn't expect less. What are 5 pros about being vegan? Got you.
I don't want to sound like I'm bragging or anything. For myself, I can say so many things, right? But I feel like I can only say but so much, because I've been vegan since the womb. I wasn't one that started out on meat and dairies and then went vegan. All I know is vegan. You know what I mean? So for myself, I mean, and what people have told me in comparison, like, oh, you're always so high energy, you have beautiful skin, they say, oh my gosh, you look like you barely get sick, they say, wow, you always seem to keep a nice tone, on your body, and but you're strong. So I mean, you know what I mean? And a lot of people can say the same things, but when that's all I know, I can't say, well, you should do this. I say, do whatever you do in moderation. Just understand that health is wealth. And, you have to make sure you care for your body, because what you put in your body shows on the outside. You know what I mean? And it goes for, if you eat too much and you're a glutton, then you're going to feel like that. You're going to feel overweight.
Round like a pound.
So that would be what I would say on that. But that's all I know. So it's a lifestyle for me. It's not a diet,
I hate the word diet.
Yeah,
like,
that's just life.
Listen, you saying diet makes you not want to do it.
That's true. You play on the conscious mind. That is very true. I would say, if you want to feel better and do better, then you have to change your lifestyle, because you can eat right and still not feel good. If you're not getting enough rest, if you're not drinking enough water, if you're not putting the right things into your body, if you're not putting enough fresh fruits and veggies in your body, if, it's so many things that come to it. So it's not just what you eat, it's a whole lifestyle.
Agreed. How has the support from a driven partner, your husband, helped you?
It's helped me tremendously, because he does not want me to and will not let me slack. And
hold me accountable.
It definitely does. And if it seems like I'm getting lazy, or something's not right, or he feels like I could just give more, then he's all on my case in any shape or form. But that also helps, because it's vice versa. You know what I mean? And
I was just about to ask you that.
Right. And with both of us being in the same field, he was pro. He was pro on all levels. NBA, G League, overseas. And for myself, pro overseas. You know what I mean? So when you look at us both being former athletes, but now being coaches and mentors and, people that other people work with and rely on and, aid in different ways and mentoring and everything like that, it definitely helps when your partner understands that you're in the sports and entertainment business and the lifestyle that you live. You know what I mean? Because if you didn't agree on a lot of stuff, then it would cause a lot of arguments and everything else. So you have to, because you do have to be willing to sacrifice a lot, because sometimes you won't be just stationary. You'll be moving around a lot. You'll be making changes on a fly, like, you know what I mean? But when you understand the business side of it, then it's not as crazy.
Okay. My question for you is, if you could shout out 3 women right now equally on their grind that who are they?
One would be my sister. All of my siblings, but particularly Ona Malik Severio. She is not only a beautician, right? Probably the best braider they have in Orlando, Florida. Not only is she a beautician and super fast and neat, she also has a jewelry business of clip-on nose rings and earrings and rings and toe rings, all kind of stuff. And not only on top of that, she's an artist. So she has so many beautiful paintings that, the whole family was like, wait, hold on. we didn't even know you could draw. Like,
Right.
she's really amazing. So she has 3 different accounts on that, designs by Ona _ and then Ona Malik Severio. You'll see that on the IG. She's amazing. Like, she's killing it. Talk about an entrepreneur that is so creative and talented in so many avenues, and putting it all into one is amazing. So she's one of them. My cousin, Larissa Hicks, on IG, she is LaCool Adornments. And I mean, you talk about a fashion designer and stylist, which for people that don't know, Chantel is in that field as well. She is very talented and creative. Shout her out too.
Yes.
But they need to see the shoes that you design. But that's another podcast right there. But my cousin, she's also she had a giveaway. She just made some pattern design face masks to help people in need, as fast designer, and gave them away. I thought that was beautiful. And then she does custom pieces of contour with a twist. So she's just amazing and killing it. And she teaches in the schools in the Bronx and in Brooklyn, teaching the kids how to sew and teaching them all about fashion and everything like that, and a school teacher. So I mean, she's just killing it in many, many ways than just one. So she's another. And I'm gonna also shout out my other sister, Kashima, and on her IG it's Pendu Dance, PENDU Dance. She is just killing it right now because she lives in Vegas, and she started her own company called Afro Sexy, which is, it's kind of like, how Nike says if you have a body you're an athlete. Well, she's like, if you have a body you can dance, and use that to be fitness, because she teaches pole dance, for fitness. She teaches bungee fit, which is, I took her class. It's crazy. Like, they strap you up, you're jumping in the air, you're doing flips and all of it. It was fun, but let me tell you, my crotch hurt after, but it was good. But she's killing it. She used to be a dancer for Cirque du Soleil, Mirage, for Beatles Love, and now she does choreography for them, and she teaches dance to her younger students, as well as doing her own company with the Afro Sexy and Bungee Fit. So she, shout out to her, really killing it. There's just so many people that I can shout out. I'll just stop right there. But like I said, all of my siblings are doing something. You know what I mean? But those 3 women are just like, the grind I see them on right now is just crazy, because they're not just doing one thing. They're, you know what I mean? What I'm saying is they're tackling so many other small things around on top of their big company. You know what I mean?
I like that. We're going to add their information in the bio.
Explain motherhood in 2 words.
Explain what?
Motherhood in 2 words.
Oh, motherhood. Selfless love.
Very, very selfless. I think it's the most selfless thing you would ever do in life, is to
most definitely
carry a child that you don't know, and then give birth to a child, and then have to really learn a child, knowing that they are a part of you and a part of someone else, and welcome the fact that they're not you, and you have to learn them just like they have to learn you. So what I do admire is you raise your son with your husband the way that you guys want to. And just because you guys chose the careers that you chose, you guys keep the fact that you are his parents, and the fact that this is a child private. You keep it very to your family, which I like. And what it does give a child is their chance to be who they are. And they don't, grow up with that pressure to be in the light of their parents. So I always think about you guys, and I always, I'm curious about what if her son becomes this, and what if her son? I don't care what he becomes in life. I just know it's going to be great because he has two parents who are very focused, who are very driven, and then there's a whole family of other driven people. So I'm excited about, who he is going to become in life. So when I heard you were having a boy, I said, "Oh, it's over. We don't have nothing to worry about."
And it's so crazy because I would get my own mother saying like, "Oh my gosh, if you would just put him on social media, he would go viral." And I'm like, well, that's not what I'm looking for right now. I'm not trying to make money off of him. I want him to be a child. And when he's old enough, if he wants social media, then by all means he can do that. But right now it's just, I don't know. And I feel like for my reasoning, we just wanted to have it private. And because I think because I had kind of a traumatic delivery on my birth, I wanted something to, it's like, oh, that's mine. I don't want to share it with everyone. You know what I mean? But, we're blessed, myself and him, we're here, which is just very, we're thankful for that. And, but he has such a big personality, so smart. And I mean, I'm blessed. I'm just like, wow, like we have truly been blessed with a gift, So I'm excited myself to see what he chooses to do, because whatever he chooses to do, he's gonna be great at it,
Yes.
Whenever he decides to do whatever, he loves dinosaurs, he loves all of these different things, and it's just like cool. Like, let me see where this goes. You want to play baseball, you want to play basketball, whatever.
Yeah, that's a big part of parents feeding your kids talents. Not because you're talented in this and your husband is talented in that. What does he want to do? What does your child want to do? So I'm all for that.
I used to think I wanted to be a veterinarian. So, like, we don't know where it's going to go.
Right. Right. I was listening to a podcast, and it was this lady that went to, I think she went to Harvard or Yale. She has a master's degree in something different. She was what's that? She was in the pageant, and she completely flipped her whole career and ended up doing basically, what is that called when people do like all the extreme action stuff in movies? She became like a stunt double. So they was like, what? And she's a black woman that basically put all her degrees and masters on pause, and she does like stunts for like different movies and shows and stuff, and that's what she made her career. So to me, anybody can flip the switch and do anything as long as they're passionate about it. But don't let the degrees fool you, and what people did in school. Like, as long as you're passionate about it, you can always switch it up. But you always remain
most definitely.
So I'm just like, okay.
Most definitely.
When
and
when
then
go ahead. Go ahead.
Huh? No, go ahead.
When you don't have energy, what is it that makes you get up again? And have you ever experienced any times of doubt? You don't come off like you've experienced doubt to me, and I don't know if that's, something you keep and you deal with yourself, but I've never seen you in a position to have any self-doubt. Is that something you do experience, or what do you do to get out of a rut?
Yeah. It's just like they say, you play the game, right? So you play the game on top of you put out what you want. So you're not gonna post your, what's going wrong or what's bad, because you're gonna harp on that and you're gonna continuously feed yourself the negativity. So you deal with it on your own. I'm not about to post all the bad things that's happened and everything I've gone through. For what? I understand sometimes people feel good because they share it and other people can relate, which is cool. But for me, I like to deal with that in-house. You know what I mean? And just try to put my best foot forward. And I have definitely gone through doubt, gone through moments of uncertainty, especially being well versed in being traveled, right? By playing overseas in different countries, seeing different cultures, and being there all by myself. You know what I mean? It's not like I have someone with me. Like, I was by myself. So you get a lot of time to think about a lot of different things. Right. And when things aren't going well, kind of start to think. But that also, what was therapeutic for myself is, like I said, I write. So it's therapeutic for me. So I'll write a lot of the stuff that I'm not going to just blurt out,
I was just about to ask you that. Is writing therapeutic for you? Don't even ask
me
that
no more. Yeah. Most definitely. And, I don't know. I've traveled. Basketball has taken me a lot of beautiful places. You know what I mean? And like yourself, we're from up north, lived down south, moved to this state, gone here, gone out the country, come back. So it's like being in so many different places too. It does help you be a little bit more well-rounded.
Yes.
When you see different cultures, different people, different things, and to take that all in one and hold it and see, like, okay, this is like this, as opposed to someone that's never traveled to another state or out the country. You know what I mean? You're kind of in a little bubble. So it's beautiful when you can see more. You know what I mean? And I say probably two of the hardest times was like when I was overseas, and at the time my grandfather was on his deathbed and stuff was happening over there with me where I got cut. So I got cut, grandfather died, going through a whole bunch, and it's just like, should I even continue? Like, really? All this at once? You know what I mean? And then fast forward, the traumatic birth I just had with my son, it's like, right after that, I'm like, can I get up and continue to help the kids with ball? Like, am I good anymore? Like, can I still do this? Like, it took me so long to heal and recover. How am I going to be when I first get back out there? Or how am I going to, you know what I mean? But I got through all of that, and I finally got back to myself. But I think it had, of course it was physical for that part, but a lot of it's mental as well. It's like how you, like I said earlier, it's how you approach the situation and how you come back from it.
Agree. It's that mindset. Traveling a lot does prevent you from being closed-minded. And what you'll find is, if you know a lot of people that never left their city, never left their state, they're very closed-minded and they think this is how it has to work. It only can work one way, and that's not true. And traveling definitely does humble you. I've never known you to be not humble, but there's a difference between being humble and assuming you're great, and there's a difference between being humble and knowing your greatness. And I think that's more who you are. When it comes to women now and young girls and even mothers who maybe once were passionate about something in high school and in college, and then they're into their motherhood now, what is it that keeps you focused on your purpose and your passion with being a mother, with being a woman, and society feeling like, to be so engulfed in this sport is not a woman's place? What is your words of encouragement that you would tell anyone, woman or female, just like really, oh, I wish I could do this, but now I'm a mom, I can't? Like, what is your...
Well, the first thing is don't put that self-doubt on you, because words are powerful. And so if you speak a lot of the negativity and you start to think a lot of the negativity, your mind and your body is not going to follow. You're going to then project that onto, your conscious and subconscious, and now it's going to go to your physical, and now you're going to be, oh, I can't do this. And then maybe at first you could, but now you sit in the house so long, you're just eating, you're getting overweight. Now you're digging yourself in a bigger hole. You know what I mean? So I'm big on that. Your energy. You know how you can meet someone and you don't even know them, but you just know they're a good person. Like it's that energy.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with how you approach things. Your energy alone. Like, okay, you know what? Let me put some good energy out there. When the scientists did the experiment about speaking into a plant nicely as opposed to speaking negatively, you saw that the plant you spoke nice to grew, and the other one did not.
I'm still working on that. I don't know them out there. Them plants is in front of my window.
But for the women, I would say this is probably one of the best times for a woman to be coming out in her strong willfulness, being an athlete or a businesswoman, an entrepreneur, whatever, because the times are changing. They're being recognized more. Like literally the WNBA just recently granted higher salaries and maternity leave and all of these different changes. We're in 2020 and they just implemented these things. You know what I mean? Cool. What can you do for others that are under you, that next generation? How are you going to influence the next generation to be better than you were? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, okay, I did this, but I did that the wrong way. So how can I now turn around, mentor this generation to let them know, well, this is the mistake that I made. This is what you don't want to do. This is what you do want to do. You're free to choose, but I just want to let you know from experience, because if you experience something, that's true knowledge. Everything else is just regurgitated from what we've learned and what we've been molded to learn, right? So when you truly experience something, you can speak on that matter.
Right. Okay. So what I want you to share now is anything you're working on, your handles. How can anybody find more information about you, what you're doing? All of that.
Well, at the moment, my website is being updated, so that will come right back. But on Twitter, Instagram, my handle is just my name, at Milani Malik, MILANI MALIK. And Facebook is the same, except hyphen Richardson, had to add the married in there. And on many platforms, I mean, YouTube, everything is really just you type Milani Malik in, then you'll be able to see a lot of things that I have done up until this point. And excited for so many more amazing events, amazing collaborations and things to come. But with this COVID, things have been pushed back a little, and hoping everyone can be safe and sound coming soon, and the economy gets back to where it should be, and excited to get on that. And like I said, I've written a children's book, which is the first of more to come, which shout out Chantel, because she writes books too. It's already on Amazon. So this one I will be self-publishing on Amazon as well. And I'm just so excited because like I said, it's dear to me because it's inspiration from my son and illustrated from my brother, who's an artist, Art of Yaku. If you want to check him on our Instagram, he's super, super dope. But I'm so excited for that to drop, and it'll be an ebook and soft copy on Amazon, and then as well as probably end up putting my my book of poems together. which is just hanging around there.
Yeah.
And then I've been blessed to the last few years work with LL Cool J as his camp director for his basketball camp that is his give back to the community in Queens. And it's amazing because, you know, he's giving away school supplies and sneakers, and he's providing meals for, and these are kids that they don't have all of that, you know what I mean? So being able to be a part of the crew working with Game 7 is just amazing because you know, the joy I get from being around all those kids, and then you're continuously seeing them each year progress and get better. You might find a diamond in the rough that has a super bright future, you know what I mean?
Right.
But you don't know. And then I work alongside with Nike doing different skills and drills, skill development really, and grassroots basketball with the NBPA, NBA Players Association, as well as like I said, Nike. And I'm just so excited because through those organizations, I've been able to make so many beautiful connections with so many kids and their parents, and, you know, just continue to work, because you can meet a family one day and they really love what you're doing, and you make a connection, and now, you know, you continuously work with them. So it's just great. And however I continue to impact lives, or, you know, just help other kids do their best, it just makes me feel good. And all of them treat my son as if they're their little brother. So it's beautiful. You know, you make a lot of good connections.
Nice. So my last question for you is, do you think that there will ever be men and women team playing professionally?
Well, they already have that. And I've played in the first couple of games. It's called the Mixed Gender Basketball Association, and the MGBA, which is kind of like an ABA, but it's men and women playing at the same time. So if you have 3 men on the court, you have to have 3 men on the other team, and then 2 women. So the women guard each other, and the men. But if you get picked off in a screen, then, you know, every man for themselves. It was fun. They did, like, you have instead of a 3-pointer, they had a 4-pointer, a couple of different rules towards the game. But they're trying to expand on it. I know that the rapper Master P, he's either the CEO or the president. I believe it's the president, but he bought into it and has a team. The rapper T.I., his wife, she has a team in Atlanta. So they're trying to grow and expand it. But I was a part of it when it first started, but I don't do it now, but I was a part of it when it first started. And it was fun. I mean, especially as a lot of women that play basketball and really grew up playing with the men, it's not a problem for them. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, well, this is fun. But I don't think it will ever get to a level of a NBA or WNBA. You know what I mean? Because it's just different. It's just different. But it is something that's kind of fun, you know?
Yeah, I like that. Well, thank you for doing this, girl. I was like, I don't care if I gotta put this in at the end, you know, save the best for last. I put it in. You know, thank you guys for listening to Cozy Room, and thank you, Milani Malik. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I hope this brings more awareness to young girls, women, and just really showing women light and showing them, like, within their greatness. And I had doulas that I interviewed. I had caterer that have their own business. I had business women. I have women that created a foundation. And to me, it doesn't matter if you overseas, if you're in the U.S., if you're in the islands. If you're passionate about something that matters to you, I guarantee that's what it matters to somebody else. And what that does, it fuels other women to get full in on their passion. Don't just, you know, do it like after you put your kids to sleep and your husband's not home. Do it out in the open. And I like the fact that all of you do what you do out in the open, and I appreciate it. So Thanks.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Bye.